Welcome to another episode of YouTube. It is January the 11th, and as all of you should be well aware, the price of Bitcoin and other cryptos across the board have seen an absolutely heinous sell-off the past couple days. You can see here the chart pattern is absolutely disgusted with itself, and I'm going to take a deeper dive into the price analysis here, as well as jumping into my brand new Bitcoin position. If that sounds good to you guys, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, tick the little bell, and with that, let's get it. Alright, first things first, we're starting things off on the weekly chart here, and you guys will remember that I pointed out this purple upward sloping trend line in my last few videos, and honestly, when I saw it dumping below that today, I thought this could be an absolutely horrible sign. We might end up seeing this being a fake out, retest it as resistance, get that resist flip, and absolutely dump from there. The fact that, once again, guys, I know I have pointed out that it is just a wick. There's a lot of times there's just a wick forming in these candles. And even though this action today and yesterday was absolutely savage, over half the sell-off has already been bought back up, guys. That is an absolutely amazingly bullish sign, in my opinion. Of course, this weekly candle has just begun, and it could absolutely still plummet much further and make this wick look small in the end of the week, but we're going to have to see how it plays out. For now, we're so far respecting this purple line, still getting back above it, and that is great to see, in my opinion. From here, I just want to hop over to my logarithmic chart. And some of you may remember from last week I posted a video and I pointed out a certain chart pattern slash pullback zone, and how I was pointing out about the $30,000 mark as a potential support zone for when we get our first heinous dump. And I'm just going to play this little bit of a clip from a few videos ago and see what you guys think about this. It's actually quite comical if it does play out this way. So let's just say that these patterns are to continue playing out so very similarly, you guys, is we never even stopped at the 1618 on this trend back here. Look how high we got. We got to the 2.618. And from there, we got a pullback to the 1.618, guys. So if something similar to that is going to happen here, what could happen is we actually might be seeing targets closer to 45 or 50,000 US dollars a lot quicker than most people are thinking, and including myself, guys. I'm not saying we're just going to absolutely take off and go to $50,000, but just if this previous market cycle is any indication, and it has been treating me so well since back in May or June, it's definitely something to consider, guys. Everyone's expecting this pullback back down to $20,000 for a retest, but we never got it here. Again, we went all the way up to the 2.618 and then that pullback to the 1618. So if we would just absolutely blast off to close to $50,000, you guys, and get a pullback back down to $30,000, that would be a very, very similar chart pattern, guys. Basically identical, and it would be, if it happens, you heard it here first. That was pretty comical, in my opinion, just looking at how that played out. You can see here we're a little shy of my target, that 2.618 at around $47,000. We only got to about 42,000. So, I mean, a little bit shy there, but you get my point. And so far, look where that wick ended, guys. That is bang on the 1618. Around 30,300, somewhere in there. So far that has been incredibly accurate. And I know we don't even have any red candles here yet. This weekly candle is so early to decide that that is officially the bottom, but so far that is exactly as I had predicted, aside from this little bit of missing that little bit of price action right there. Everything else is bang on, and this was, like I said, I made that video last week or whatever, and these chart patterns just continue to play out so very similar, you guys. This is why technical analysis is such a beautiful thing. It's not perfect, but we can weigh out our odds. We can look at previous history and find out the characteristics of an asset, and this is just kind of one of those things leading me to think that I don't see why this market cycle would be any different, where we just get, well, what is this, a 4 or 5 week breakout pump from all-time highs, and then that's the end of the bull market cycle, guys? I don't see that. That would be the first time in Bitcoin history that that's ever been that short of a bull market super cycle, if you want to call it that. I just don't think this trend is over yet, even though I have been expecting these super violent pullbacks, and you guys know that I've been pointing out it's hard to predict exactly when they're going to happen, but as I've mentioned to you guys, it's more important to be able to react rather than predict. The prediction obviously helps you come to how you're gonna react and that sort of stuff. But as you guys know, when I'm in these high risk, high leverage trades, I love taking profits quickly and updating my stop losses, and today is no different. I'm going to dive into my new position a little later in the video here, but I just really wanted to point that out because I just find that hysterical, how accurate that has played out so far. Bullish point number 2, what I want to point out to you guys, look at this. This is my Bitcoin 4-hour chart, and you can see this trend line I have mapped out. It's absolutely being respected perfectly, and this is really no different. Yeah, we had this very minor, quick bit of a fake out to the downside below this line, but really that is just looking beautiful in my opinion. That's just support doing its thing in my opinion. Even if I wanted to do a bit of a horizontal line, I mean, you can see here that lines up fairly decent. We got the bottom of this wick, we got this wick, and the top of this whole cluster right here. That's just a resistance to support flip, guys. That's absolutely beautiful to see in my opinion. Last but not least, I want to hop over to my 15-minute chart here and look at a trade that I had taken this morning. So first thing I want to point out on my 15-minute chart here is I made this little bit of a green parallel channel. You can see we have our 1 touch point, 2 touch point. This one was close but not quite. And right here you can see that's a perfect candle body close and open right on that purple trend line that I had showed you on my 4-hour. And you can see here that this is where that wick happened, where we had that little bit of a fake out. But look, the candle body closes got right back above it. Not only that, but a beautiful engulfing candle to go with that bit of a fake out, and then get kind of some sort of a double bottom along that purple line, which is absolutely beautiful to see. You can see here that I entered a trade around 32,100, and just because things are so volatile and unpredictable, uncertain right now, you guys, you know that I love taking profits quickly and updating my stop losses. I haven't taken profits yet, but I have some stops set in place. If we drop below 33,000, I'm going to lock in some of my position, and then you guys know that I love updating my stop losses to break even. You can see here that we are fighting a little bit of resistance with this red trend line that I had mapped out down. You can see here that we're touching it again, kind of getting our 3rd touch point. So right now, if we end up breaking above that, get some sort of a retest consolidation, that could be indicating the bottom of this sell-off in my opinion. I mean, obviously this is only a 15-minute chart, anything can happen, and it's still very early to claim this as the very bottom, you guys, but my risk is off the table, so whatever happens, happens, I guess. Obviously I prefer it to keep going up because I'd love to make some profits here. But all in all, that's just kind of what I'm looking at on the 15-minute chart. And so far so good. Once again, guys, this purple line, that just looks like a beautiful fake out, followed by getting right back above, and that's one of the favorite patterns I love to play, guys, is not so much bouncing directly off trend lines, but when you have a strong trend line like that purple one that I had mapped out right here, obviously a very strong trend line, right? I mean, we have touch points here, we have this whole area here, and remember, these are 4-hour candles here, here. In my opinion, that is a very strong trend line, and the fact that we got that bit of a fake out, even here, just how it respected it so very perfectly, guys, made me really assume that that line was still very much in play. So great to see that that analysis is playing out so far. Again, we're just gonna kind of have to see how it goes from here. I had actually pointed out too, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, you should. I did point this out, that we were kind of flirting with where a couple of my trend lines were intersecting. I never said my exact entry until later, but I was mentioning being interested in this level here, and that I had pointed it out before, which is that clip that I played for you earlier in the video. So everything so far, it doesn't look overly too scary in my opinion. I get that it's a very unsettling time, and yes, we haven't seen a dump like this in so long. It just seems like it's total chaos. But guys, the price, let's think about this for a second. 4 weeks ago, people didn't think Bitcoin was ever going to break $20,000. We are now, what is that, 75% higher than the all-time highs before this. So yeah, okay, we had this big crash. It's the biggest crash that we've seen in the last couple months or whatever, but really we were at these prices a week or two ago, guys. And again, we're above previous all-time highs. We're still in price discovery mode. I mean, if you look at Tesla chart, it's no different. You had these epic crashes after the epic pumps. That's just price discovery mode in my opinion. I still really don't believe we'll ever see $20,000 again. I just don't think we're ever going to get that far down. And again, that's just kind of going back on previous market cycles. That's like saying when we were, where was our 2618? I think that was up here. I mean, we never even came close to where the previous all-time highs were, guys. So I mean, obviously this is just speculative. This is just comparing previous cycle. So this one could be much different. It doesn't have to play out the same at all, but just something to keep on the radar because that's just what we do, guys, right? We look at price history and we weigh out our odds. So anyways, guys, I think that's about all I have to say. Obviously, none of this has been financial advice. Always do your own research, form your own opinions. I'm just showing you what I'm looking at in the market and how I've been playing it, things that I'm keeping on my radar and stuff like that. So one more time, if you could give me a thumbs up and a subscribe if you do appreciate this content. That's about all I have for you guys today. So let me know down below what you think, what you like, what you dislike, what you agree with, what you disagree with, and all that sort of stuff, guys. I love to hear my feedback from all of you. So keep it going. That is absolutely great, and I couldn't appreciate it more. So thank you once again. With that, guys, I'm out. Stay safe. Peace.